This is episode 3 of how to do character voices with the beginner player. Today we're going to do an orc. Now, we've already covered how to do an orc in the Monstrous Races video, but if you're a player, you less want to yell at the top of your lungs, creating some kind of monster for the players to fight, and something that's a little bit more manageable, that can have a low tone and have those serious discussions without yelling constantly. I'm going to assume that you haven't watched the orc video, and we're just going to go from the basics of the character. Orcs are, in D&D, notoriously very honorable, combat-oriented creatures. For them, it is part of their belief that to die in combat is, I believe, what kind of sends them to their orc heaven with Grumsh, so to speak. Orcs are often castaways, and they make really great kind of misunderstood characters, because everyone looks at an orc and they think, oh, he's a big evil monster, when actually he might be just a big lovable teddy bear. How you roleplay your character for an orc is up to you. You might want to do just the stereotypical kind of orc barbarian, or maybe you want to do something a bit different, a bit unique, like an orc caster or a druid. Whatever you want to do, it is always important to think about your character's personality. To express personality, in episode 1, we went over speed, how fast your character talks. Is he a fast talker or a slow talker? Pitch, is he low pitch or a little bit on the higher side? Breathiness, is he constricted or is he more breathy? And then loudness, is he loud or is he soft? We're going to add an extra touch to really bring your orc out. And it's very, very simple. And with this, you'll be able to create a very memorable and very unique sounding orc. To start off with, for an orc, I like to do a normal talking speed, low pitch, a little bit constricted, and fairly loud character. So if we start off with step 1, he's just kind of normal talking speed, and then step 2, lower the pitch, and then step 3, add a little bit, just a little bit of constriction to it, and then step 4, make it a little bit louder. Really push out with your chest and bellow a little bit. And right here, you could probably do just the orc just like this. I think this sounds perfectly fine, but if you really want to carry it over the top, take your tongue and push it to the roof of your mouth. Because something to think about is that orcs have teeth, right? So if you take your tongue and you put it to the roof of your mouth, it's going to create this sort of effect like you're trying to talk through tusks. And really, that's what it's all about with the orc. So, of course, you can really kind of create an interesting sound that your players are going to remember just by this one simple trick, by taking your tongue and putting it to the roof of your mouth. And, of course, you can add some variations of this character. So, take a moment and think about what your character sounds like. Maybe your orc's a little bit on the faster side. Maybe he's doesn't take a whole lot of time to think about what he wants to say. He says it really fast. Or maybe he's a little bit slower and really takes his time thinking about what he wants to say. And then maybe he's a little bit on the normal side. Maybe he doesn't have such a low pitch. Or maybe he's got a really low pitch. Whatever you're thinking of. Well, and then of course there's constriction as well. Maybe he's got a very constricted voice and he sounds a bit more gruff and angry. Maybe he's also a fast talker with that. He's always a bit mad. Make it a bit angry, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe he's more breathy. And he's always having some trouble talking about what he wants to. Or maybe he's loud, and he's always got something to say, and he really needs to make himself feel heard. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he's a bit more on the quiet and nervous side, and he doesn't really want people to hear him that much. Maybe he's a bit more nervous. Those are some things to think about when voicing a DM. So go ahead and get to a recording place and think about how your orc sounds. Does your orc talk fast? Or does he talk slow? Is your orc maybe a bit more on the normal pitch or a bit more on the low pitch? Is your orc a bit more breathy or is he more constricted? Is your orc a bit more loud or is he a bit more soft? And finally, don't forget the last trick, the tongue to the roof of the mouth. And just for fun, let's see what happens if we add the singing effect to it.
So we go to a low pitch, tongue to the roof of the mouth, constricted a little bit, and then we add a little bit of a singing effect. So I go from a low pitch to a high pitch, and then I add a little bit of elegance in how I talk. Maybe I'm more of a cultured orc, and I really know, growing up in elven society, quite the thing or two about potions and alchemy, and I might know a thing or two about magic as well.
So those are all different things that you can add to really bring out a unique and fun personality to your table. So take a moment, think on those things, and go ahead and practice it for yourself for a bit. When you're ready, bring that to your table and have fun with it. Happy voice acting.